Very good afternoon to all of you. Online students, I am audible. Yes, sir. Try to sit with the webcam on. So, some miscommunication happened. I thought there is a class here till 12:30. So, I'll start at 12:30. So, from tomorrow, I'll start at 12. Okay, so timing will be 12 to 2:30, 2.5 hour class, right? So, just close the door. How many of you are from PSIR background? You have done PSIR in graduation? No? What's your background? Sociology. Humanities background you are coming from. Same humanities. Pol science. Law optional. Sorry, law background you have done. LLB? From BLB. From where? Okay. Why not law optional? Reviews are not great. Okay. So, I hope you have done enough of your R&D before choosing this optional PSI. Optional is very important. You all understand this aspect that GS average out marks these days for all the aspirants are coming near about the same, hardly any difference. So, what is making real difference is essay and optional. So, be very clear which optional you are choosing. So, coming from humanities background, PSIR background, law background, you have made a right choice. The biggest advantage with PSIR is, have you read the syllabus? सिलेबस पढ़ा है नहीं सिलेबस तो पढ़ना चाहिए ना अच्छे से कोई बात नहीं so now we have a group I'll share the syllabus on the group so if you see the syllabus of PSIR the biggest advantage which I can tell you is seeing the pattern and the kind of questions which are coming that PSIR will going to help you a lot in your GS and in your so immediately you have to tell me if I'm not audible, okay? Because sometimes there can be a connection problem, okay? So if any issue regarding the voice and something you are not clear, just raise the hand and tell immediately. Other two, Aarti and Pavan, you can also sit with the webcam on. So this is the basic decorum online students you have to maintain while attending the class. Like if you are coming for the offline, you don't come in shorts, right? You do not come in your nightwear. So if you are attending online, this is the basic decorum that try to sit with the webcam on until unless there is some technical issue. Okay, exceptions are fine, but always sit with the webcam on and try not to rely on recorded lectures. It is just a facility being given to you guys that you can watch recorded also. If you will rely too much on recorded, first thing which I have seen is there will be lot of you will be complacent. कल देख लेंगे, परसों देख लेंगे. Pile up हो जाता है. And the nature of the subject is like the way of my teaching is that I'll make lot of connections. So every lecture you will feel that next lecture was having the connections with the previous. Slowly you will incrementally you will going to build understanding. ठीक? So I was telling you that these days what UPSC want you is to have wide coverage of issues. They do not want in-depth understanding of every aspect. But essay you can't write generic. Essay writing requires in-depth knowledge on that topic, the topic which you will choose. They will give you option for that. Okay. Not an issue. Aarti. Exceptions are acceptable. You are attending from work place, you are sitting in the library, something, some issue with your connection, that is totally fine. So from where you will get this knowledge? From your optional. So always try to write that essay where you can bring the knowledge of your optional. And PSIR, two topics which are coming every year while in your essay writing is directly you can link it from your optional. So first thing is this. So this subject will going to help you a lot in your GS and essay writing. Second aspect of PSIR optional is that it is a life changing subject. Your whole thought process about the world, about your own personality, you will change as an individual after, I can assure you, you can change as you will going to change as an individual after 80 classes of mind. Whatever you think, whatever you are right now, okay, you will not think to be the, you will not be the same person after 3-4 months. आप कुछ और हो गई, कुछ और हो गई हो, because the nature of your thought process will change. This is the nature of the subject is like this, and the way I teach, you will feel that now you understand the country better, now you understand the nuances of the topics better, and your understanding about the world politics and world affairs has changed. Always emphasize on basics a lot. हमेशा मैं basics पे बहुत emphasize करता हूँ. It's not like directly starting from India, Pakistan. If I start with world affairs, I always touch on basics. Without building the basics, without having the basic clarity, sufficient knowledge does not mean anything in UPSC. आपको basics से understanding होनी चाहिए. आज पहले भी बैठे हुए थे, अभी अच्छा वो थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन हो गया आज की क्लास. मुझे लगा था आज वाली क्लास 12:30 स्टार्ट है. कोई बात नहीं, आ जाओ, हैव अ सीट. कुछ और भी थे शायद, वो दे हैव लेफ्ट. कोई बैठे हुए थे दो स्टूडेंट्स, कोई बात नहीं. Anyways, so how many of you are done GS? You yet have to start. So this aspect and online, might be you are done with GS, you have to start with it, or you are doing it, and by the time we start UPSC preparation, we keep listening about what answer writing aspect. That answer writing is very important. You have to start writing answers from as early as possible, from the first day of your exam, from the first day of your preparation, or within a week. So this is the mistake. So concerned about answer writing at all. You cannot qualify UPSC without writing excellent answers. You can't qualify, but that does not mean you will start writing quality answers from the first month of your preparation. It is just not possible. Okay, UPSC exam, आप थोड़ा बहुत GS पढ़ भी चुके हो. UPSC exam, Prime Minister Modi used these vocabularies a lot. Abbreviations like 3Ds. India need to rely on its 3Ds. Focus of our Act East is on 3Cs. Okay, so same way, your UPSC preparation is also 3Cs. First C is, what is the content? It is not possible to have answer writing. First, you need content, and you need to have a proper understanding of your content. Conceptual knowledge. Few topics require conceptual knowledge. One thing is understanding, another thing is conceptual knowledge. Few things require just cramming of content, and few things requires conceptual understanding of content. Right? Might be you are aware of this, that those who are coming from PSR background, that we will start with philosophers. Western philosophy, Western philosophers. ठीक? Who is philosopher? कौन होता है philosopher? You consider yourself as philosopher? नहीं, कुछ friends हैं आपके जो आपको कभी कभी कह देते हैं यार philosophy मत कर. Many time after 9 p.m. many people turn philosophers, sitting in the bars. The moment they have 60 ml, they start doing what? Philosophy. वो किसके बारे में बात करते हैं? दुनिया, देश, धर्म, रिलीजन, वर्ल्ड, Who is philosopher? Alcoholics are philosophers. Who are philosophers? Whom you will consider philosopher? The one who loves knowledge. Very good. Very good. What's your name? Suryansh. Very good. Love for knowledge. Philosopher word comes from philosophy. And philosophy word comprises of two words. Philos plus Sophia. Philos plus Sophia. In many districts, in many areas, we do have na Sophia School of Sophia schools, Sophia Girls School. Sophia word means knowledge. ठीक है, Latin word है. So philos means love and Sophia means knowledge. Those who have love for knowledge are philosophers. You don't have love for knowledge? Very good. You are not here. Munna bhai MBBS देखी है? I'll give reference of Bollywood movies a lot. A good book is better than, what the saying goes, a good book is better than 100 friends, and a good movie is better than many books. Because if a director will make movie, if the person is making a good movie, will do lot of research. बहुत सारी बुक्स पढ़ी जाती है एक मूवी बनने. मूवी मेकिंग नॉट अ इजी टास्क until unless it is not a Govinda movie. ठीक है ना? So if they want to make a good movie, you need to do lot of research. Now in that Munna bhai MBBS, what he says, are you here? What kind of doctor you want to become? नहीं, मूवी नहीं देखी हुई है. So if you have not watched movie, then it's fine. And in movie he said, what do you think? Who is a good doctor? Who love his patients? You are not here to love your patients. And all students, they got confused. What kind of statement our senior is giving, that we are not here to love our patient, because a good doctor means loving your patient. No, you can't treat a person if you love the person. It will be difficult to operate on the body of the individual whom you love. Your hand will tremble. So you are here to treat patients, not here to love your patients. So here you are for love for knowledge. आपको प्यार है PSIR से इसलिए PSIR लिया, या PSIR has the maximum possibility to help you in selection? This is why you are here. समझ में? आपको लव फॉर नॉलेज नहीं. अगर आपको लव फॉर नॉलेज होता आप PhD कर रहे होते. You do not love economy, neither you love history, neither you love polity, neither you love geography. You are not here for the love of the subject. And if you will develop love for the subject, you will become what? Subject expert, not bureaucrat. You need to keep this distinction in mind, and you need to keep reminding yourself again and again. The mistake I committed, in general, people do a lot of hard work but not able to enter into services because they forgot this distinction of not developing love for the subject. Love for the subject means subject expert, and you are not here to become subject expert. आप ज्योग्राफी से लव नहीं करते, आप ज्योग्राफर बनने नहीं आए हो. आप यहाँ पर you need to know that much of geography which is being asked by UPSC. तो आपको कितनी ज्योग्राफी पढ़नी है? जितना UPSC पूछता है. अब क्वेश्चन एक टीचर आपको आके पढ़ाता है. If one teacher comes and will teach you that much of geography, and if you see the previous year papers, you are in a position to handle all the questions. Is this geography is more than enough? And if some teacher comes and start teaching you geography in detail, is the person is doing justice or injustice with you? Injustice with you. ऐसा हमारे साथ बहुतों ने किया, और हम उस टाइम बहुत खुश होते थे कि आज ज्योग्राफी पढ़ा रहे हैं. भाई नहीं पढ़ना इतना. अगर इतना ही ज्योग्राफी पढ़ना है तो यूनिवर्सिटी जाके PhD करो. सुन नहीं बात. So you are not here to love the subject. You need to love that much which will help you to qualify UPSC so that you should score marks. इतना तो पढ़ेंगे हम, ठीक है ना? Not subject expert. You need to keep reminding. अपनी स्टडी टेबल के आगे लिख लेना आज जाके. I need to learn the subject from the perspective of UPSC. So मुझे प्लेटो के बारे में कितना पढ़ना है, या मुझे प्लेटो के ऊपर रिसर्च करनी है, so that I'll be in a position to submit a research paper on Plato. So there are teachers who teach Plato for a month. So if a teacher teach Plato for a month, is doing justice with aspirants or injustice? Injustice. And the whole subject of your revolves around the concept of justice. What is justice? इस पे हम डिबेट करेंगे. So question क्या आएगा UPSC में? What is justice? We debate. What was Plato's idea of justice? Not how he was able to derive his idea of justice doing debates and discussion with so many personalities. तो books हैं Plato पर. Plato has written 3 books. आजा आजा आजा. Plato has written 3 books. Which books Plato has written? Republic, Laws. Do you need to read these books of Plato? Are you here to read? Are you here to study the work of Plato, or you need to study Plato from the perspective of the scholars who has analyzed him? ठीक है ना? Already his work has been much discussed and debated, and you need to understand Plato from the prism of whom? These people who are known as scholars. So, what is difference between a philosopher and scholar? Scholars study philosophers, and we will comment on philosophers from the lens of scholars. You will not say, I think Plato is like this. You will say, Popper believes Plato is like this. Because we will not going to study the real work of Plato. Okay? So, how much we need to study these philosophers, which is important and relevant from exam point of view. पहली चीज याद रखिए. ठीक. So, philosophers are those who have love for knowledge. और ये बात आज आपको clear हो गई? इसे accept कर लो. You do not love subjects. You want to study subjects so that you can qualify UPSC. Bureaucracy is jack of all trade, expert of nothing. So if a bureaucrat has to plan and has to frame a policy for the executive, for the government, for the leadership, they will take subject specific opinions, expert opinions from whom? Experts. अगर एग्रीकल्चर पॉलिसी बनानी है तो वहां की सॉइल के ऊपर किसका ओपिनियन लेगा? एक्सपर्ट का. But a bureaucrat should be well aware of this. Okay, what kind of rainfall pattern prevails here? So if an expert gives a presentation, bureaucrat should be able to understand, sir, during these times jet streams comes and this region comes under this kind of rainfall. But there will be so many experts who will be there to help whom? Administrator, meteorologist, climatologist, pedologist, human geographer, physicist, okay, expert of chemistry. तो आपको जेनरिक होना है. ठीक है. तो आंसर राइटिंग का 2 एस्पेक्ट है. पहला तो कंटेंट की क्रैमिंग, लाइक यूएन ऑर्गन्स and the functions of these organs. Is there is any understanding required in this? Like if I'll ask, it is the responsibility of which organ of UN to pass UN budgets? UNGA. ये तो क्रैमिंग है. Which organ of UN deals with ensuring peace and security in the world? Security Council. Which are the other 3 organs of UN? UN Secretariat. तो ये तो क्रैमिंग है, इसमें कोई अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो है नहीं. तो याद रखना है 5 ऑर्गन है. Since its inception, UN is having 5 organs, or earlier there were more organs. Law background. How can you say this यार? Law पढ़ के हमें UN के organs पे doubt है. There were 6 organs, and the 6th was Trusteeship Council. Which year Trusteeship Council was dissolved? नहीं पता. तो ये याद करना. तो ये क्या क्रैमिंग है? अब कंटेंट, conceptual knowledge, ठीक है ना? Evaluation of India's case for permanent membership. Critically analyze the relevance of UN. Can you write an answer? Yes, you can write. Can you write a better answer? No, you need more content and understanding. समझ में आई बात? तो आंसर राइटिंग कब आएगी? जब हमारे पास कंटेंट होगा. कंटेंट का क्या होगा? कंसोलिडेशन होगा. कंसोलिडेशन के लिए क्या चाहिए? रिवीजन चाहिए. Everyone has a different set of intelligence. We are born with different kind of intelligence, and we all have different temperaments. So you cannot say, sir, how much time it will require to consolidate. Different people have different capabilities. Based on your capability, you will consolidate. तो ये मत कहो सर 2 साल में प्रिपरेशन होती है, 3 में, किसी की 2 में होती है, किसी की 3 में होती है. Hardly matters. Third is compilation. This is the last aspect of your preparation, but we will practice from the beginning. And you cannot develop expertise on this if you will not practice. But do not hold this notion that from the first week of your preparation you will start writing excellent answers. कोई भी नहीं लिख सकता. So do not fall into the trap when selected candidate says, I started answer writing from the first week of my preparation. Yes, you will also say the same, but you will not tell this that in the first week I used to write crap. बस यही तो फर्क है ना, पहले वीक में कैसे आंसर्स लिख रहे थे, क्रैप लिखते थे. Do one thing, right? I'll give one question today. Write an answer for this and paste it wherever you want to, and rewrite on the same topic after 7 months. Then you will yourself going to tear it very badly. ये मैंने क्या लिखा था, या उसे फ्रेम करवा लेना, वहां मैंने क्या लिखा था, ठीक, कितना बढ़िया लिखता था मैं. You will feel the difference. मुझे बताने की जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ेगी. ठीक है. One more thing. So content consolidation and compilation. Compilation is mains, consolidation is prelims. You cannot qualify pre without consolidating content. Multiple revisions required. You cannot qualify mains without writing excellent answer. I'm not saying ki it is not required, but there's a time before you will start doing this. ठीक? Compilation, answer writing. You will improve. It is about degrees, right? Probably someone is having, let's say, tell me one topic in which you are most comfortable, on which you can write 200 words. कोई भी एक टॉपिक जिस पर आपको लगता है मैं 200 वर्ड्स तो लिख ही सकती हूँ, सॉरी बहुत अच्छे वाले. हाँ, कोई भी एक टॉपिक. Constitutionalism. You are from which, coming from which background? Literature. Okay. You can write on Shakespeare? No. Okay. यही प्रॉब्लम हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम, जिस जो हम ग्रेजुएशन में पढ़ के आ रहे हैं वही हमें नहीं आता. एंड with engineers also. So do not think this that someone coming from engineering background will be very comfortable in science and tech, and I am from humanities background, so it will be very challenging. No, only you do not need science, you need science technology, and you need to know that much of technology which is being asked by UPSC. So never have fear of anything. Which topic you are very comfortable? अरे यार इस पे तो लिख ही लोगे, एयर पॉल्यूशन इन दिल्ली लिख लोगे इस पे. Okay, pollution is one of the biggest menace. ये लिख लोगे. A 10th class student can also write on this. 12th class student can. A graduate student and a civil aspirant needs to write on this. Would you think there will be any difference in the answer of these four set of people? Difference होगा? होगा ना. यही डिफरेंस आपको रिफ्लेक्ट होना चाहिए आपके आंसर में. अब आपका आंसर 10th क्लास के बच्चे के जैसा है तो आपने क्या सीखा? Your answer will cover broader perspective. Your vocabulary will be refined. You will read newspapers. You will bring climate change conventions also, right? So your answer will going to be more broader in the framework. ठीक है? So everyone can write on pollution, but game is of how better your answer is. ठीक है ना? In how in a broader framework you will frame your answer. How many things you will able to say in your answer in those 200 to 250 words. ठीक है ना? So इसीलिए from the first go do not be concerned about answer writing. ठीक है? Because let's say we are doing Plato, you and question in your UPSC compare the idea of justice between Plato and Rawls. You can't write on this till the time you do not know the idea of justice of both. ठीक है ना? So you cannot write an answer for this question. You only know about what? Plato's idea of justice. ठीक. तो जब हम कह रहे हैं कि यार सेम टॉपिक पे 10th क्लास स्टूडेंट भी लिख रहा है, 12th class student is also writing, a student who is doing graduation is also writing, but now the same topic you have to write. That is why I always tell the aspirants in UPSC mains questions are not difficult. Topic तो वही था, pollution is the biggest menace, women empowerment. I can tell you 300 topics and you will see there will be no topic which will be beyond these. There will be no question in your mains which will be beyond these topics. Questions are not difficult. What is more challenging and difficult is answers. Answers will make the difference. Otherwise, probably a question will come in your UPSC mains which could have been asked by the board exam. A 12th class student has also might be also writing on the same topic. Topics are limited. So on the same topics, questions will be framed. But here it is about framework, answer writing, vocabulary. Let's say if I'll ask you the question, I'll back, and every time whenever I say something, I'll back it with example. मैं आपको कंफ्यूज नहीं करूंगा कि मैंने आपको कह दिया कि गुड आंसर्स लिखने होते हैं, ठीक है, एक्सीलेंट आंसर्स यू हैव टू राइट, ओके. अब तक आपने सुना भी होगा दैट यू हैव टू राइट क्वालिटी आंसर्स. व्हाट इज अ क्वालिटी आंसर? ये कोई आपको आंसर ना दे तो ये तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम है ना. If someone has told you that you need to write quality answer but will not tell what quality answer means, again it is doing injustice. Someone should give you, and I'll ask many questions in the class. My way of teaching is lot of interaction, and I'll ask many questions, and you can't just run away by saying yes or no. If you are saying yes, why yes? If you are saying no, why no? So before you answer, think. So I'll develop critical reasoning in you. ठीक है, उसी टाइम आपको सोचना भी है, और मैं कभी ऐसा नहीं पूछूंगा which you can't answer, for which you do not have the requisite information. But I'll keep asking things again and again and believing that you should answer because I have already told you that. Now the game is of connection. फिर मैं आपको कहूंगा देखो मैंने वहां बताया भी था, आप भूल गए फिर से, ठीक है. So we'll develop lot of critical thinking during the classes, and you need to say yes or no with, you need to back it up, ठीक है ना. You need to back your answer, you need to substantiate your answer with examples. For example, if I'll ask you, have you heard about a organization called SARC, South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation? सुना है ये? तूने तो सबसे ज्यादा PSIR पढ़ा है, तेरे से ही पूछते हैं फिर. SARC सुना है? SARC is in deadlock. SARC is dysfunctional. SARC is not vibrant. SARC has not able to attain the similar success like ASEAN and EU. ये दोनों ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी सुनी है. Very good. What is the biggest challenge of SARC? Short में, what is the biggest challenge of SARC? Why? अब तूने क्या बोला? The biggest challenge of SARC is Indo-Pak tensions, right? All of you will say the same. All of you will say the same, right? वो जो बाहर नागोरी चाय पे चाय बेच रहे हैं ना, अगर उसने साक सुना है तो वो भी ये बता देगा कि द चैलेंज ऑफ साक इज इंडो-पाक टेंशंस. जो मैंने अभी कहा था पॉल्यूशन पे तो 10th क्लास का बच्चा भी लिख लेगा. नाउ यू थिंक दिस इज द मोस्ट, आई सेड व्हाट इज द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज? दिस इज वन ऑफ द चैलेंज. हु टोल्ड यू दिस इज द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज? दिस इज योर assumption. This is what UPSC is all about. And once I tell you the South Asian dynamics, you yourself will say, sir, biggest challenge तो कुछ और था. तो अभी आपको क्या नहीं पता? You do not have the right information. Yes, this is one of the challenge, but this is not the biggest challenge, right? Like for example, if I'll ask, what do you think is the biggest threat for the security of India? Don't answer if you know this. What do you think is the biggest challenge? What's your name? Sanya, what is the biggest challenge for Indian security? Terrorism, very good. हाँ जी, what do you think is the biggest challenge? कोई बात नहीं, एक biggest तो एक ही होगा ना, मैंने biggest पूछा है, फिर तो बहुत सारे challenges हैं. Out of all the challenges, there is a list of challenges. What do you think is the biggest challenge for Indian security? You want to change your answer? Okay, it's terrorism. आप बताओ. Internal threat. Which one? Naxalism is okay. हाँ जी. Insurgency. Insurgency where? Northeastern. Insurgency word we use for violence in Northeast. IIT में क्या पढ़ाते हैं? The biggest threat क्या है कंट्री के लिए? Even you thought what? Terrorism. Naxalism, left wing extremism. Who told you this? How come you come to this conclusion? This is the biggest threat. And how come you come to this conclusion? This is the biggest threat because media keeps talking about that, and you are watching Hindi news channels a lot. And day in day out, media keeps saying Pakistan, Pakistan, Pakistan. No, mm. Repeatedly it happened. You know, more deaths takes place in the country due to road accidents than because of terrorism. हमारे देश में इतने ज्यादा लोग मरते हैं रोड एक्सीडेंट्स में कि जितने टेररिस्ट टोटल मिल के भी नहीं मार सकते. ठीक है, आई जस्ट आस्क हाउ यू कम टू नो, हाउ कम वी कम टू नो, है ना. हाँ जी, बोलो एकांश. You think, how you think this? अच्छा, चाइना नहीं है, करप्शन है. It's not China, it is corruption, right? Now, in general, if you'll ask, what are the challenges for India? What are the security threats for India? We'll say China, Pakistan, threat of a nuclear war in the region, terrorism, state-sponsored terrorism, a proxy war. It impacts the security. Okay, creates rift in the society, communal tensions. All this is right. But MHA time and again said, though now MHA is saying soon, Home Minister has said, by which year we'll be able to end left-wing extremism in India. Right? But in 8, MHA said the biggest threat for the country is left-wing extremism. Okay. Left-wing extremism. And its symbolic name is Naxalism because the movement started from Naxalbari. Right. Now, left-wing extremism is external threat or internal threat? Internal threat. Means internal are more threatening than external. हमेशा घर के एनिमी से लड़ना मुश्किल होता है. तो पहला तो यही परसेप्शन रॉन्ग हो गया कि एक्सटर्नल आर मोर थ्रेटनिंग. नाउ व्हाट इज मोर थ्रेटनिंग? Internal more threatening than external. That's why the topic GS paper 3, internal security. Unless we have a strong internal security, we can't deal with external threats. Now, left-wing extremism is not a problem. It is a outcome. It is symptom. Fever is not a disease. Fever is a symptom because body is malfunctioning right now. It can be, reason can be bacterial, can be viral. It can be stomach upset. It can be you have eaten something wrong. Stomach infection can lead to fever. Raise of body temperature is fever. Fever is not a disease. It is symptom. तो अगर आपको fever आ रहा है, disease कुछ और है. Throat pain is the reason for your fever. है ना? Similarly, it is symptom. Its root causes regional disparities, inequalities in the country, gulf between haves and have-nots, fruits of development not reaching in the hands of all. That section feels that state is working only for the interest of selected few. And these disparities became the reason for the outpour of emotions which led to revolt. Okay, in 67 in Naxalbari region, which later spread to other state and turned into left-wing extremism. It is driven by leftist ideology, जो मैं बाद में पढ़ाऊंगा जब हम मार्क्स डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है? तो थ्रेट क्या हुआ? Disparities, inequalities. Inequalities are the biggest threat. Yes, and way back Aristotle said the reason for all revolution is inequalities. So what they said in ancient times during BCs still hold relevant in the present time or not? That's why we are studying these philosophers. So what is the relevance of studying them? Why we are studying them now? What they all said during ancient times when the structure of the society was totally different, because their teaching still holds some relevance. कहा हुआ है Aristotle ने. What is the root cause of our revolution? Injustice, inequality. So what is the reason for this left wing extremism? Injustice, inequality. Means we have not been able to create just state. Do you see India is a just state? But the endeavor is to create a just state. What is written in the preamble? Justice, liberty, equality. And out of justice, liberty, equality, the main focus is on what? Justice. And who has explored the idea of justice? In the ancient times, Plato. And Plato's objective was to create justice. So Plato's just state. What was Plato's idea at that time? Probably that idea has changed. That idea of justice has changed in time and space. What Plato considers justice can't be seen as justice in the present times because of the new notions, because of the emergence of new dynamics. Anyways, I was not into that. Disparities, inequalities, or underdevelopment. Development is not inclusive. Growth is not inclusive. So, what is the biggest threat for the country? Underdevelopment. What is the root cause of underdevelopment? Corruption. Money not reaching into the hands of intended beneficiary. So, what becomes the biggest threat? Good, Ekansh. The biggest threat for the country is corruption. And time and again, Prime Minister Modi in every office speech is saying what? Corruption and nepotism are the two biggest threat for the country and the society. And who has done corruption? And you are preparing for bureaucracy. So terrorists are threats or bureaucrats are threat? आप टेररिज्म बता रहे थे, इनको ब्यूरोक्रेट थ्रेट लग रहे हैं because bureaucrats comes from where? Middle elite class. In general, civil service is still a preparation done by whom? Middle class, elite class, those who have at least some property. ठीक है ना? And bureaucrats work for whom? Capitalist elite. So there is a nexus between whom? Elites and bureaucrats, and power remain in the hands of whom? Bureaucrats, elites. ठीक है ना? तो यही सारी बातें आएंगी थ्योरी ऑफ पावर में, किसके हाथ में पावर है. ठीक है. So the biggest threat is corruption. So bureaucracy is a threat for the country? No. Corrupt bureaucracy is a threat. So after becoming bureaucrat, will you pose threat for the society and the state? No. And yes, if you do corruption. So will you do corruption? अभी तो ऐसा ही है क्योंकि अभी पावर नहीं है. ठीक है ना? Your yes or no means nothing because you are not in power. ठीक है ना? Things will matter once you are in power and will not do. But do you think any aspirant who has started preparation and at the time of selection would have thought of doing corruption? But everyone start doing it, or most of them start doing it. There are multiple reasons. ये सारी बातें धीरे your worldview will change. So suddenly your view has changed or not? Yes. This is what I'm saying. What you are holding is perception. With time you will confront realities. You as an individual will change. Your worldview will drastically or completely change, and you will realize what I used to think was just a perception. ठीक है ना? मुझे सिर्फ perceptions थी मेरे दिमाग में, मुझे सही इश्यूज का पता ही नहीं था. ठीक है ना? इतने सारे डिबेट्स हैं, राइट? So my style of teaching is to discuss, to interact, to give you clarities, content, consolidation and content. You need to have what? अभी तो दी थी vocabulary. कंटेंट के बाद आएगा. कंटेंट दो तरह का आएगा. हाँ, वन तो कंटेंट आ गया, वो तो वन कंटेंट इज वेयर यू नीड क्रैमिंग. सेकंड इज, उसको मैंने क्या वर्ड दिया था? conceptual clarity. You need to have the conceptual clarity. So जैसे geography में few are concepts. Why andesite comes, why basalt comes, where andesite come, where basalt comes, and few things rocks needs to be, you need cramming of that thing. This is which kind of rock? इसमें कोई understanding नहीं है. It's a sedimentary or metamorphic. Marble is which kind of rock? Metamorphic rock है ना? It's metamorphic rock. Basalt is which kind of rock? Igneous rock. तो बस इसमें क्या, ये कुछ नहीं. But where basalt comes and where andesite comes, this require you need the complete understanding of plate tectonics. Okay, that is convergence and divergence of plates. तो ये सारी बातें हैं, कुछ चीजों में clarity चाहिए, कुछ में cramming चाहिए. Then is the consolidation, revision, and then comes compilation. So today, if you will write on SAC, what do you think? What kind of answer you will write? Average answer, whatever information you have. If you have to write a short note on terrorism, probably you will write छोटा मोटा लिख लोगे टूटा फूटा. What you will write? You can write, yes, and with time, your answer will improve with better understanding and with the enrichment of vocabulary. So you need to build vocabulary, and that is where reading newspapers is very important. You can't skip your newspaper reading, especially the editorial section. Now we have a WhatsApp group. Whatever editorial, like similarly, we have around 15 PSIR optional batches WhatsApp group. So many are still into the preparation, who are writing their mains, still into the process of writing mains and giving interviews. This WhatsApp group will remain active for you. Either you quit the preparation, I don't want to, sir, I'm pursuing something else, or you are getting selected and then you can exit from the group. But this group will remain active. Till the time you want to be a part of that. All further informations will be shared with you through the WhatsApp group. And whenever in newspapers, daily I read 2 papers, Hindu and Indian Express. वो मेरा habit है. So whatever editorial I feel is important from exam point of view, be it related to paper 1, be it related to paper 2, I share the PDFs of that on the WhatsApp group. Because we are just starting, we are not done with paper 2 yet. Probably many things you will not able to understand. Intentionally also, if something is related to international politics which I have not discussed yet, I'll not share on the group. I'll start once I'm done with the things with you in the class, and then I'll share those things on the group. Okay? So, but you have to read at least those editorials which I'll share on the group. Unko padna. Okay? Most of the things I'll give you in the form of dictations. First, we'll understand the topic. I'll give you all the explanation. After the explanation, if you still feel doubt, you want to ask a question, you can ask your question. Few things I'll tell, you will not able to understand it right now. Wait for more discussion. This question will be addressed in the further lecture. Okay? Then I'll give you the dictation. I'll ask you to read that, and still if you have any doubt, you can ask your doubts. Okay? Every next lecture will start with your doubts first. Okay? I'll not give you too many bulky notes to read. Class notes and later things which are too, what to say, where only things which are too factual. For that, I'll give you the PDFs. Okay? I will not dictate wasting time something which is too factual. Okay? Other than this, I'll recommend you 3 books. I'll share the soft copy of 3 books on the group. You can take the printout of that, or you can purchase it from the market, whichever way suits to you. Or if you want to read from the soft copy itself, you can do that. I'm old school. I prefer to have the hard copy and read until unless I do not mark. I don't personally feel I'm reading, but many of you have survived that COVID time, so might be you are more in the habit of reading soft copies. I'm not comfortable with that, so I'll share the soft copies. The 3 books are Political Theory, O.P. Gaba, Western Political Thought, O.P. Gaba, and Andrew Haywood, Global Politics. Okay? Only these 3 books you need, other than the class notes. I'll tell you the chapters to read. I'll tell you when to read which chapter from the book after the completion of that topic. ठीक है? मैं बताऊंगा आपको. After the completion of every topic, I'll give you a PYQ to write. Do write that. Do not think what kind of answer you have written. लिखो अभी. बहुत ही क्रैप होगा, और इन क्रैप्स आंसर को अपने पास संभाल के रखना, so that you can laugh later. How I used to write, and you can feel how much I have improved. वरना कभी पता नहीं चलेगा मेरी improvement कैसे हुई. You yourself will read and you will realize, oh, now I'm writing much better than what I used to write. Do not think after a week you have your mains. It's still at least a year far. So will prepare you enough that you will start writing quality answers in your mains exam. तब तक सीखना, एक वीक में नहीं सीखना, ठीक है. एक और चीज बता देता हूं. You are doing your GS from wherever you want to. You will do GS answer writing. You will join probably a GS answer writing test series. Also, wherever you will join, whenever you join any test series program, like this is our way of giving feedback to the students. Clear instructions being given by me to the test team, and many in the test team are those who are already selected or who are in the process of giving interviews every year. Okay, na? So clear instruction is being given by me. We don't give marks. It is about remarks. No one is capable enough to tell you, or no one can judge your answer that how much marks to be given. Let's say you have written an answer on pollution. You come to me, I'll give you 5 marks. It's a 10 marker. I have given you 5. Will you gain anything from these marks? इससे क्या हुआ, 5 दे दिए, अब खुश हो गए. मैंने 7 दे देता, थोड़ा और खुश हो जाते. ये तो फील गुड है. This is misguiding aspirant. Until and unless remarks are not here, that what better you should have written. These are the points which are missing. You should have added these points. And once remarks been given, then you will learn how to improve. So answers which you will write, will judge your answers on 4 parameters. Average answer, better, good, excellent. इससे ज्यादा अब हम भी नहीं कुछ बता सकते. आपने इतना अच्छा आंसर लिखा. There is nothing which we can add in this. Amazing intro, good conclusion, and covered all the aspects. So in your answers, what we focus is whether you have covered all the aspects or not. ठीक है? So there are topics which requires coverage of aspects. This is how the nature of the subject is. And most of the subjects of yours, like let's say geography पढ़ लिया. All of you are done with geography. Okay. Continental drift theory of Wagner. CDT is being criticized on how many grounds? Let's say there are 7 grounds on which CDT is criticized, and you have written 3 or 4. Now the one who is checking your answer should tell na that you have missed 3 other aspects. Yes. If someone is not telling you this and only giving you marks, this is of no use to you. And in UPSC, marks are being awarded of points. How broader answer you have written. So if there are 7 criticism of CDT, one aspirant has written 4, another has written 6. What do you think? Who will get more marks? One who has written 6. It's this simple. ये बातें मुझे भी अपने टाइम पे नहीं पता थी. ऐसा मत सोचिए मुझे सब पता था. With time, I realized all these things, guiding, seeing the way aspirants are getting the marks. So it is about writing points. More points you will add. More point means whatever aspects which are available to that question. Let's say, what are the steps being taken by the government of India towards the indigenization of our defense capabilities? ये question है. There are 9 steps which are taken by the government. One student has written 5 and has elaborated in detail those 5 steps. Another has written 9 aspects. Who will fetch more? तो बस समझ आ गई बात. इतनी ही बात है आंसर राइटिंग. 9 aspects कवर करने हैं. 5 को बड़ा करके नहीं लिखना है. That is of no use. हमें डिटेल्स चाहिए ही नहीं. हमें तो ये पता है, आपको सब पता है. That make in India, okay, offset clause, defense corridors, more FDIs, focus on R&D. सारी बातें पता है आपको या नहीं? ठीक है? So this is what answer writing is. So always seek remarks. And if someone is not giving you marks, or someone is not giving you remark, someone is not doing what? Again, justice. So multiple times I have used the word justice. So the whole paper 1 of your political science optional revolves around the value of justice. It revolves around the value of justice. I use the word value. What are values? Values are subjective. Values can't be objective. You cannot quantify value. Right? You cannot quantify values. Values are the beliefs we hold. Might be Different cultures have different values or not? Like if I'll ask you, what is one value for which you will not compromise? Do you hold any such value which you will not compromise? What is that? Truth. आप हमेशा सच बोलते हो? ये तो मुझे यही झूठ लग रहा है. सब सच बोला आज तक. ऐसा कुछ छुपाने के लिए रहा नहीं. So what are values? Beliefs that individual holds, beliefs that society holds. Now different society holds different beliefs. Do you think this belief is better than that belief? Do you think like this belief is better than this belief? My belief is better than his or her belief. If you are an individual who thinks like this, that my belief is the best belief, then what you are? Totally wrong. यही बातें समझनी है. फंडामेंटलिस्ट, उसे फंडामेंटलिस्ट कहते हैं. इस्लामिक फंडामेंटलिस्ट, that state to be governed through Sharia law, and this is the only way state should be governed, and they will be in conflict with constitutionalism, those who believe state to be governed through written set of laws. तो फंडामेंटलिस्ट हमेशा किसके साथ क्लैश में होंगे? Constitutionalist. Is only Islamic fundamentalist will be in clash with constitutionalist? No, even Hindu fundamentalists will be in clash, and probably they want to assert Manu Smriti, and Manu Smriti discriminate against whom? A woman. And who was one of the most vocal supporter of Manu Smriti? Dr. Radhakrishnan. ठीक है? तो value is the belief for which we do not compromise, and different cultures, different people hold different beliefs. Can we say this value is better than this? If you believe in this, this is fundamentalism, and if you do not believe in this, and if you are ready to assimilate or inculcate all values, what you are? Liberal. तो आप क्या हो? Liberal. So liberals and fundamentalists will always be in clash with each other or not? Yeah. Because liberals will not assert one value, and they will be open for accepting other values. At least they will respect other values. So values are not objective. Values are subjective. So justice is a value, and different cultures, different societies will have a different idea of justice. And this idea of justice do change in time and space or not? Give me one example where this idea of justice would have changed in Indian society. इससे बेटर एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं, लॉ बैकग्राउंड का. अरे यार, सती सिस्टम वाज एक्सेप्टेड इन इंडिया. फिर सती को अब क्या मान लगे? तो टोटल ग्रॉस इनजस्टिस है. It's such a cruelsome thing to make someone burn with the fire of her husband. Sati was acceptable. So ideas do change. Now अब हम दोबारा आते हैं पे. तो whole पॉल साइंस आपका किसके अराउंड घूम रहा है? आइडिया ऑफ जस्टिस. ठीक है? यस एकांश, ठीक है? Justice is an idea. Now I said philosophers are those who have love for knowledge, and philosophers gives ideas. Philosophers क्या देते हैं? Ideas देते हैं. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको शुरू में बताया था कि many after 9 PM having 60 ml becomes what? Philosophers. वो क्या देने लगते हैं? Idea. भाई दुनिया ऐसी होनी चाहिए, देश ऐसा होना चाहिए, है ना? लाइफ ऐसी. Those who gives ideas about life, about values becomes philosopher. Like Plato has given idea of justice. Aristotle has given idea of justice, though Aristotle's main focus was on constitution. तो सारी बातें आएंगी. Every philosopher is known for their central idea, but they do have talked about other ideas. So Plato has given one idea of justice. Plato के according, if state will be governed by a philosopher, that will create a just state. So his idea of justice. Aristotle's idea of justice. Marx's idea of justice. State ही नहीं होनी चाहिए, stateless society होना चाहिए. सोशल ओनरशिप होना चाहिए, मार्क्स का आइडिया जस्टिस का. And in the present times, Rawls' idea of justice, our endeavor after independence, when Constituent Assembly started deliberating that we will going to frame a constitution, the main focus was on to create a just state. Are we able to create a just state? Big question mark is. No, I am not. Okay. So idea of justice do change. Those who give ideas, they are philosophers. Take. If you are giving idea with the objective to acquire power, then you are not doing philosophy. Then you are giving ideology. So we have a chapter of what ideology is in our syllabus. So what is different between philosophy and ideology? Philosophy is detached ideas when you do not hold aspiration of power. If you are giving ideas with the objective to acquire power, are you doing philosophy or ideology? वो ideology होती है. तो क्या difference है philosophy और ideology में? End goal. If you are giving a detached idea with no aspiration of power, it is philosophy. But if the inherent objective is power, it is ideal. ठीक है ना? Hitler also gave some ideas, but was Hitler's ideas detached or holding the notion to acquire power? That's why fascism isn't become what? Ideology. We do not consider Hitler philosopher. Hitler was ideologue. But we consider Gandhi philosopher. But those who will use Gandhian idea to acquire power, they are turning Gandhian idea into ideology, Gandhism. Marx was philosopher. But those who are using Marxist ideas to acquire power, turning Marxist idea into ideology, Marxism. ऐसे पढ़ा है पॉल साइंस? तभी कह रहा था, क्योंकि मुझे पता है, क्योंकि कुछ समझ नहीं होती हमें दूर दूर तक. हमें पता ही नहीं होता फिलॉसफी और आइडियोलॉजी में क्या फर्क है, और हमें फिलोसोफर्स और आइडियोलॉजीज पढ़ा दी जाती है, और ये यूपीएससी में काम नहीं आता. समझ में आई बात? तो जो मार्क्सिस्ट आइडियाज को यूज करके पावर एक्वायर करना चाह रहे हैं, आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू अंडरस्टैंड बिट ऑफ हिंदी. पवन, wherever, if I somehow being from North India, sometimes innately I can use Hindi being my mother tongue. If you will not able to understand any word, anything which I have said, you just tell me, I'll rephrase it in English. But I'll not say anything in Hindi which is important from exam point of view. Okay. So if anything we are saying, if anything we are giving in written or saying with the objective to acquire power, it will turn us into ideologue. ये बात समझ में आ गई? Now, can we put a question mark on these philosophers also? If some scholar will put a question mark that no, they also were saying all this, and they were also having the objective of acquiring power. ऐसा हो सकता है? And if we see their work in this light, if we see their work in this light that their ultimate objective was power, this will turn these philosophers into ideologues. And that is why Karl Popper has put a question mark on Plato's work. And according to Popper, Plato's himself aspiring to become philosopher king. And if Plato was aspiring to become philosopher king, this will put a question mark on the whole work of Plato or not? Yes. Now you will say, I am saying this, or you will say Popper will have said this. Popper, because who has analyzed the real work of Plato? Popper. So those who read the original works of Plato and do research work on their work, they are scholars. Are you here to become scholar? Scholar बनना है? नहीं बनना है. तो आपको philosopher नहीं बनना है. आपको scholar नहीं बनना है. To try not to do the work of whom? Scholars. यार मुझे लग रहा है ये ऐसा है. अरे आपको कुछ नहीं लग रहा है. आपको यूपीएससी निकालना है. ठीक है ना? तो आपको कुछ नहीं लगना चाहिए. आपको सिर्फ ये लगना है, ये मुझे समझ आया है, आई एम एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, एंड कैन आई राइट गुड आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन और नॉट. आपको सिर्फ इतना लगना चाहिए. अगर ये लगता रहेगा तो आईएएस बनने की पॉसिबिलिटी बनी रहेगी. जिस दिन आपको ये लगने लग गया, ये यार मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है, अब आप भूल जाओ, आप यू आर नो मोर एस्पिरेंट, यू आर टर्निंग योरसेल्फ इनटू स्कॉलर, आप और बुक्स पढ़ने बैठ जाओगे. सो क्वालिफाइंग यूपीएससी मींस रीडिंग मोर बुक्स? नो. और जिस दिन यहाँ टपरी पे खड़े होके आइडियाज देने लग गए, अब आप 5th अटेम्प्ट में पहुंच गए हो, और अब आप क्या बन गए हो? फिलोसोफर. और आप किनको ज्ञान दे रहे हो? जो नए बच्चे आ रहे हैं, भाई ऐसे बनते हैं आईएएस, खुद हो नहीं रहा मेंस, ठीक? तो ऐसी हरकतें नहीं करनी. यू शुड नॉट बिकम फिलोसोफर, यू शुड नॉट बिकम स्कॉलर, और आइडियोलॉग तो होना ही नहीं है, ठीक? एंड इफ यू स्टार्ट यूजिंग दीज आइडियाज विद द ऑब्जेक्टिव टू एक्वायर पावर, यू हैव टर्न योरसेल्फ इनटू. So this is what we have in our syllabus: philosophy, ideology. Then we have in our syllabus theories: theory of power, theory of state, theory of rights, right? Theory of justice. What is theory? And we have Western political thought. What is different between theory and thought? नहीं आप आंसर कर सकते, इतना स्ट्रेस दिमाग पे मत डालो, बहुत स्ट्रेस अभी दूंगा मैं, जो आपसे एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा. नाउ यू शुड आंसर, ठीक? So philosophy समझ आया? Those who have love for knowledge are philosophers, and giving ideas is, if you are giving idea, what you are doing is philosophy. Giving idea with the objective to acquire power is ideology. Idea with the objective to acquire power. अब आता है theory. What is theory? लिखो, systematic explanation of idea is theory. Once you systematically explain, this is what equality means, this is what justice means, this is what state means. Systematic explanation of idea is theory. तो justice क्या एक आइडिया है? Justice is an idea, total pure idea justice. जैसे मैं आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूं, those who are coming from PSIR background and those who have already done PSIR once should answer this. Not expecting from those who do not have idea of the subject है ना, and coming from technical background. इंजीनियर से नहीं पूछते, क्योंकि इंजीनियर्स का आइडिया अलग ही होता है कई सालों तक, ठीक? माई सेल्फ आई कम फ्रॉम, फॉर योर इंफॉर्मेशन, कम फ्रॉम टेक्निकल बैकग्राउंड, ठीक है ना. आई डिड माई इंजीनियरिंग and then I was with Infosys and I was in Canada before starting UPSC. Okay, so be as neutral whether you are coming from technical background or from humanities background. I am telling you, the way I'll teach it, for everyone it will be something new, and every day you will have new revelation. हर दिन आप नया सीखोगे, at least 100 lectures तक, ठीक? And as I said, previous lecture is linked to the next one, so try not to pile up द लेक्चर्स. ये मत करना, फिर बाद में मुझसे गलत एक्सपेक्टेशन करते हो, सर लेक्चर छूट गए, सर मोर ऐप एक्सेस दे दो. यार एक साल ऐप एक्सेस बहुत होता है, ठीक है? लिमिटेशंस होती हैं कुछ. एटलीस्ट फिनिश इट इन 1 year, एंड इफ यू कांट डू दैट इन दैट मच टाइम, फिर क्वेश्चन मार्क इज देयर ऑन योर सीरियसनेस. लेट्स से देयर आर 3 kids, A, B, C. A is saying this flute should be given to me because I made it. I climbed the tree, I cut the wood, I did all the hard work, and I have made this flute. You answer. हाँ, अभी रुक जा, अभी तो ये A ये कह रहा है. B कह रहा है this should be given to me because I have nothing, I don't have anything else to play with. A comes from affluent background, having whole, he's the owner, his father is owner of this garden, he can do it again. I come from poor background, I have nothing to play with, so this flute should be given to me. So what he has made it, you should snatch it from him and give it to me. You have to decide, you are state authority, you have to decide. And third comes saying they both will do create noise, I know how to play it, I'll produce music, so this should be given to me. एंड सेम क्वेश्चंस यू विल फाइंड इन जीएस पेपर 4 एथिक्स. अब देखो आपको कितना फायदा होने वाला है, क्योंकि वहां पर क्वेश्चन आएगा यू आर एन administrator and the authority of an area which is hit by epidemic, and you are left with one vaccine, and you have to decide. You have given the demand for more, but it will take time before vaccine will come from New Delhi, and right now you have one vaccine and three people comes. One, the sarpanch of the village. One, the old lady. One, a 10-year-old boy. And old lady, she was, let's say old lady, a old man who was war veteran, Kargil war veteran, whom you will give this vaccine. तो इसके लिए क्या चाहिए? आइडिया ऑफ, क्योंकि आपको जस्टिस करना है ना. And that's why bureaucracy looks very glamorous from outside. And once you will be in the service, you will understand how challenging it is, because every day you have to come across ethical, moral dilemmas, and that is why GS paper 4 ethics. What are ethics? Of right and wrong, standard and principles of right and wrong. Anyways, whom you will give this flute? हाँ जी, इंजीनियर साहब किसको दोगे? सी को दे दोगे आप, बहुत बढ़िया होता है. इंजीनियरिंग का आंसर है सी को, वो जाएगा जो सही से उसको दे देते हैं. हाँ जी, लिटरेचर क्या कहता है? यू डिड योर ग्रेजुएशन फ्रॉम वेयर फ्रॉम वेयर? एंड यू आर फ्रॉम विच प्लेस? अहमदाबाद. गुजरातीज आल्सो प्रिपेयर फॉर यूपीएससी. हाँ, ये कैसे हो गया? Gujaratis aspire for politics and they become businessmen. Rarely I see Gujaratis preparing for UPSC. हाँ जी, ए को दे दोगे, वेरी गुड. सी को दे देगा. लॉ बैकग्राउंड, 3-5 साल तो हम जस्टिस ही पढ़ते हैं. हाँ जी, ओके, वेरी गुड. दिस सीम्स यू हैव स्टडीड अ बिट ऑफ पॉल साइंस. हाँ जी, पिंकी किसको दोगे? ए को दे दोगे. पवन, ए. आयुष, बी. एकांश, ए. यज्ञेश्वर, you are not audible Yagneshwar. Aarti, अच्छा you can't speak. B, okay. So अब देख रहे हो, कोई ए को दे रहा है, कोई बी को दे रहा है, सी को किसी ने नहीं दिया. चलो कोई बात नहीं, मैं सी को दे देता हूं. तो means this is justice is an idea and different people have different ideas of justice. You think if you are giving it to A, Pinky, or you also said A, B, C. So if someone is giving to A, do you think that person is doing injustice? नहीं कर रहा वो. If someone is giving to B, is doing injustice? It's an idea. वो उसका idea. So here Amartya Sen says, you give it to anyone, you will end up doing injustice against two. दो के साथ तो injustice होना ही है. अब यहाँ पर क्या आता है? We have different schools. Liberals will stand that liberals will say, if you are liberal, you will say it should be given to A. Socialist will say it should be given to B. And there is one school called utilitarian. They'll say give it to one who will utilize it in the best possible way. So utilitarian will say, see, it depends on the idea of justice. And different schools have different idea of justice. तो एक लाइन लिख लो अपने पास, क्योंकि ये एंड तक यही होने वाला है. All ideas in the subject are contested. All ideas in the subject are contested. Means there is no one interpretation of anything. It depends on what you think. All ideas are contested. It means all concepts are open for multiple interpretation. So what is justice? Till date we are deliberating the idea of justice. justice has multiple interpretations, right? Plato's idea of justice to Aristotle's idea of justice to Rawls' idea of justice, all will explain their idea systematically. This is called theory. Thick. So, what is theory? Systematic explanation of idea is theory. So, in the subject, what we have? Theories. Theory of states. So, it means state is also an idea. State is an idea, right? You believe in state? State में believe करते हो? Have you seen state? No. तो जिसको हम देख ही नहीं सकते वो क्या होता है? Idea. You believe in soul? आत्मा believe करते हो? Have you seen soul? No. But you believe in soul? So soul is an idea. So the thing which you can't see but still believe in, you do believe in idea. हाँ जी. ITN, you also believe in soul? देखी है? नहीं देखी फिर भी बिलीव करता है. कैसा इंजीनियर है यार? ठीक है ना? So those who believe in things which they can't see but still believe in, they do believe in idea. So philosophy deals with ideas. Science deals with empirical investigation. है ना? So ancient time was a time of philosophy and modern time is a time of science. ठीक है ना? Where we believe things which we can rationally establish. ठीक? Anyways, so explanation of idea is theory. So state you can't see. So state is an idea. Its real manifestation is in the form of government. So you interact with government, and there are three branches of government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. तो आप गवर्नमेंट से इंटरेक्ट करते हो, आपने स्टेट नहीं देखी. स्टेट इज एन आइडिया. ठीक. So you believe in state. What state is giving to you? Security. Very good. So state is here to ensure law and order. State gives security. ठीक. Those who think that we need state and state gives security and ensure law and order, ठीक है ना? Liberals want state, while anarchists do not want state. For them, state is a soulless machine. State is an instrument of exploitation. Marx and Gandhi. State is a soulless machine. So they both stood for stateless society. He supported non-violent means for stateless society. He supported violent means, overthrow of state. So they have different interpretation of state or not? Theory of state and theory of states ends up stateless society. So state is an idea. So systematic explanation of idea is theory. Then comes thought. लिखो, change of idea in time and space is thought. So what is thought? Change of idea in time and space is political thought. So Western political thought and Indian political thought means कैसे ideas change हुए हैं. Are ideas same or ideas has changed? So the idea of justice has changed from ancient times to the modern times or not? If sati was acceptable and a just idea in the ancient times in Indian society, it is a sin and immoral act in the present time. So idea of justice has changed. So change of idea in time and space is thought. Philosophy, ideology, theory and thought. ठीक है. So हमारे जो सब्जेक्ट है इसमें क्या क्या है? Political science and international relations. So we study theories. And paper 2 is about international relations. And international relation is not only about India and its engagement. We do have theories of international relations. And there are different schools of IR. And then India and the world. And paper 1 theories and paper 2 is IG. Paper 1 part B is Indian government and politics. This part will going to amazingly help you in GS paper 4. This part will amazingly going to help you in your essay writing. it will be cakewalk for you, I can assure you. Can give you on paper also कि मजा आने वाला है आपको, ठीक. This part will cover your GS2, छूने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. This part will cover your GS3, and this part, sorry, IR International Relation GS2, and this will cover your GS3. Many topics of GS3, internal security and other important topics. Okay. And here, the complete understanding of these concepts will help you to frame your answers in ethics with enriched vocabulary, and addressing case studies will become very easy because you will understand the ideas of justice, equality, liberty, rights, and all ideas are contested. ठीक है ना? धीरे धीरे आपको ये बात समझ में आएगी. All conflicts in the world which are going on, these conflicts are not between right and wrong. ऐसे पढ़ना मुश्किल होता है, थोड़ा पूछ लिया करो. हाथ, just raise your hand and ask your question. बहुत सारे तो हो भी नहीं ना, तो easy to answer. Process of changing भी कह सकते हैं. Yes, Yarneshwar. Process of changing is same. Change of idea in time and space is thought. ठीक. So I was saying, all conflicts in the world. Do you think so many conflicts are going on in the world? They are going on between right and wrong. What do you think? Who is right on the issue of Kashmir? Who is right on the issue of Kashmir? What do you think? अरे बोलो इंडिया, चाहे गलत भी हो हम. You can't afford to prepare UPSC thinking Pakistan is right. एंटी नेशनलिज्म का एक्ट है ये. क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? इंडिया इज राइट, इसमें भी डाउट है. अरे इंडिया इज राइट. यू डोंट नो द इशू एट ऑल. आई एम टेलिंग यू, अभी आपको कुछ नहीं पता कश्मीर के बारे में. आपको लगता है आपको पता है. आई एम श्योर you might have read it from here and there and listening about this issue from years, but still I am saying you know nothing right now about the real issue. ठीक है. All conflicts in the world, Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine. You think Russia is doing wrong in Ukraine? No. Russia is violating the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine. So, if NATO wants to be in Ukraine, and this became the reason for the Russian war in Ukraine, do you think if China establish its military base in Canada, US will be fine or US will retaliate? अच्छा, US चाइना का मिलिट्री प्रेजेंस कनाडा में नहीं देख सकता, बट US वांट वेस्टर्न मिलिट्री प्रेजेंस इन द बैकयार्ड ऑफ रशिया. So who is responsible for this war? West. ठीक है. No, all conflicts in the world are going on between right. No conflict in the world is going on between right and wrong. All conflicts are going on between two rights. Whose right is right? It is subjective. It's just based on from which side you are looking the issue, or which side you are, or which side your interest lies. समझ गए? All conflicts in the world are between two rights, and here comes Gandhi that we should not go for the political resolution of the disputes through violent means. Whole world will be blind, and we should go for the political resolutions through pragmatic debate and discussions. And in the end, you will realize how right the Gandhi was. तो इन द एंड पूरा पढ़ने के बाद आपको गांधी ही सही लगेगा. ठीक है, अभी आएंगी ये बातें. So question came in UPSC, Gandhi was relevant. Gandhi is, because many said Gandhi has become irrelevant in the present time. What you will say? No, Gandhi was, Gandhi is, and Gandhi will. Otherwise, humanity will not survive, because now humanity have nuclear weapons. So that's what PM Modi recently said. We should not settle disputes on the war front. Diplomacy is the way to resolve disputes. ठीक है ना? So all political disputes requires what? Debates and discussion. If we go for the resolution of political disputes through violent means, whole world will become blind. ठीक है ना? So non-violence should be the way. Through non-violence, through debates and discussion. Diplomacy should be the way forward to resolve disputes. So in India and the world, what you will learn is diplomacy. So you believe in diplomacy or you believe in war to resolve the disputes? If you will say, sir, war, then why you want to become diplomat? अगर आप इंटरव्यू बोर्ड में वॉर को सपोर्ट करके आते हो तो ये बातें समझनी है. दिस विल बिकम द पार्ट ऑफ योर पर्सनैलिटी एंड दैट्स आई ऑलवेज से यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन वी डोंट डू इन बिट्स एंड पीसेस की आज मैं इंटरव्यू की प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ या कर रहा हूँ. इंटरव्यू इज अ टेस्ट ऑफ पर्सनैलिटी एंड योर पर्सनैलिटी इवॉल्व्स विद लर्निंग एंड यू शुड हैव प्रॉपर लर्निंग. ठीक. So if you somehow supports war as a way forward for the resolution of the Kashmir issue, who will fight war? Army. फिर आपको डिप्लोमेट क्यों बनाया? Means you are undermining your own, you are undermining the profession for which you are aspiring for. You don't think IFS can be of any help because you do not believe in diplomacy and you believe in wars. And if war is the way forward to resolve the dispute, that will be fight by army. Then go and join army if you want to do something good for the country and the world. Because in the end, you think whose role is more important? If I'll ask you, what do you think? What is preventing peace between India and China, or what is preventing war between India and China? Nuclear weapons are the reason, or diplomacy is the reason? अगर ये मैंने अभी नहीं बताया होता तो आप कहते हैं न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स और वॉर और डिफेंस इज द रीजन. अगर वॉर ही रीजन है तो डिप्लोमेट क्यों बनाने हैं? यही बातें समझनी है, राइट? यही डिबेट्स हैं. ऑल कॉन्सेप्ट्स इन दिस सब्जेक्ट आर contested, means every concept is open for interpretation. अगर आप लिबरल हैं तो आप डिप्लोमेसी को सपोर्ट करोगे, अगर आप रियलिस्ट हो तो आप किसको सपोर्ट करोगे? वॉर को. तो आप कहोगे सर रियलिस्ट बिलीव इन वॉर while liberals emphasize on diplomacy and discussions should be the way forward. ठीक है ना? हम ऐसे लिखेंगे आंसर. ठीक है. So this is the framework of our syllabus, broader framework. ठीक. तो हमारा क्या है? Theory. So from where we'll start? From Western thought. And Western thought is not to make you cramp. प्लेटो ने ये कह दिया और रट्टा लगा रहे हैं, पागल हुए पड़े. नहीं. We'll understand their essence. What exactly was said by them and where we can find the relevance of their concepts in the present times. Now we all have come to this consensus that what is the biggest threat for the country? Corruption. And this was said way back. Athens, ancient Greece, 5th BC. Plato said what has led to the downfall of Athens? Corruption of the ruling class. So what he said at that time still hold relevance or not? And he said what is the way forward to create an ideal state? That rulers should not be corrupt and rulers should have a hunger for knowledge rather than money and power. तो जो उसने कहा वो आज भी रेलेवेंट है, बस इतना ही प्लेटो है. इस पे 1 महीना लगाना है. If we'll spend 1 month to study Plato, it is totally injustice. ठीक है. और पूरा सब्जेक्ट किसके अराउंड घूम रहा है? Justice. So I have to do justice with the aspirants, have to do justice with all of you. ठीक है. That's why I have a conviction that subject should not be, UPSC should not be taught by subject experts because they have the knack to get carried away because they have a lot of love for the subject. Subject नहीं पढ़ना है. यहाँ पे आप इकोनॉमी पढ़ने नहीं आए हो. Who predicted the 2008 financial crisis? Any idea? Raghuram Ranjan. You want to predict third economic crisis in the world? नहीं. उसके लिए इकोनॉमिस्ट बैठे हैं. You need to understand economy from the perspective of UPSC. आपको मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी समझ आती है? आपको M1, M2, M3, M4 वेरिएबल्स पता है? आपको SLR, CRR में डिफरेंस पता है? This is what. आपको बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन एक्ट कब आया था पता है? आपको RBI एक्ट कब आया था पता है? नेशनलाइजेशन ऑफ बैंक्स कब हुआ था? You understand these aspects or not? You understand budget? You understand difference between fiscal deficit and budget deficit? You understand the difference between GDP and GNP? You don't have to calculate GDP. ठीक है ना? Freedom. Define, think about what do you think? What is freedom? Think about freedom. सोचो एक मिनट. अच्छा एक मिनट. So which article gives freedom? Article 90. But freedom comes with reasonable restrictions. And you said what is freedom? Freedom to do whatever you want to do with reasonable restrictions. Very good. Define freedom. Whatever someone wants to do for growth, but it should not impact others negatively. ठीक है. Fair enough. Absence of restraint. Who puts restraint? State. You have a you have a lot of money, let's say, and you have bought a racing car, Ferrari. Now you want to run the Ferrari at 400 km per hour. You should be allowed to do so. There should be restrictions. ठीक है ना? Reasonable ones. That's why liberals believe state is necessary. Necessary because it ensures peace, law and order, protects life, but it puts lot of restrictions. So state is necessary evil. And anarchists believe state is unnecessary evil. ना तो चाहिए और है भी evil. That's why anarchists do not want state. What is freedom? Absolute liberty without restraint. फिर तो तू अपनी फरारी जितने मर्जी पे चला. And absolute freedom without restraint means drugs should be we should allow sale of drugs in the open market also. So आप rational हो, you have the mind, but cocaine should be available at the perfume store also. And whether you want to consume or not, how come state is deciding on your behalf? In India, what is the eligible age to vote? 18. What is the eligible age which allows you to drink and purchase drink? 25. Means state is considering you rational enough to elect the prime minister of the country, but still do not think you eligible to be rational enough that whether you should drink or not. Why alcohol consumption is strongly being controlled by state? Because alcohol impact your senses and you can indulge in crime. Otherwise cocaine consume कर कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, but problem है after consumption of alcohol you can indulge yourself in crime. Most of the rapes which are being reported, and those psychologists who have done the research work, they have come to this conclusion that every perpetrator was under the influence of intoxicants, and many have watched porn before committing the crime of rape, and that's why demand to ban such sites. But you can say no sir, I have the right to liberty and freedom. How can state ban such sites? समझ रहे हो, यही सब चल रहा है. तो आपका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत जबरदस्त होने वाली है. व्हाट इज फ्रीडम? विदाउट इन्फ्रिंजिंग. व्हाट इज फ्रीडम? अभी मैंने concepts are open for multiple interpretation and every concept is contested. Freedom has, you will be amazed to know, more than 10 interpretations. ठीक. Now idealist belief. So मैं बताऊंगा आपको. There are scholars, philosophers who are categorized as idealists. Idealists like Plato believe follow state is freedom. Whatever state is telling you, you should do that. That is freedom. Do it as your duty. So listening to the state is freedom. Hegel said state is a march of God. So should not defy state. Whatever state is telling you, you should do that. That is freedom. And that is why they are sowing the seeds of fascism. So if we dig fascism, we end up where? In the work of Plato, and that is why Plato is known as first fascist. And this question comes in your main. Plato as first fascist. So roots of fascism lies in the work of whom? Plato. Yeah. Because he said you should listen to the state, and if you are listening to the state, you are free. And if you are defying state, then your soul will not be satisfied. This is what he said. If you will defy state, your soul will not be satisfied. You all believe in soul. When I ask, you all believe in soul? So he's saying, आपकी आत्मा शांत नहीं होगी if you will not listen to. And there are anarchists like Marx who are saying state is a instrument of exploitation. State is an instrument of exploitation. And idealists are saying, listen to the state. So Marxist and idealist, they will be in clash with each other. Because he's saying revolt against the state, and he'll say soul is false consciousness. False consciousness means what? What is the meaning of false consciousness? Marx क्या कहेगा? Idealist has spread false consciousness so that you should keep following whom? State. सुना रही है बात? So Marx says state is a soulless. Marx will say state is an instrument of exploitation, of created by whom? Capitalist bourgeois class for their interest. And state is an instrument of exploitation, revolt against the state. And religion is opium, and God is false consciousness. That's why Marxists are atheist. समझ में आई बात? थोड़ी सी broadly. So what is freedom for Marxist? Freedom from needs. Once you are free from your needs, you are free, and it is only possible in a communist society. Social ownership over the means of production. You are more free in a joint family or a nuclear family. न्यूक्लियर में ज्यादा फ्री हो, ये लिबरल्स का नोशन है. न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज में सर्वाइवल मुश्किल है. कुछ मिसहैप हो गया, यू डू नॉट हैव अ सपोर्ट सिस्टम. पीपल आर मोर फ्री इन जॉइंट फैमिलीज. ठीक है. लिबरल्स बिलीव इन इंडिविजुअल फैमिलीज, न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज. यू आर फ्री. मार्क्सिस्ट बिलीव व्हाट इज फ्रीडम? फ्रीडम फ्रॉम नीड्स. लिबरल्स बिलीव व्हाट इज फ्रीडम? Liberty to do what you want to do. Liberty to do what you want to do means you should have liberty to acquire as much property as you want to. Means you should have freedom to acquire as much property as you want to. मत लिख, सब आएगा बाद में. Means you should have liberty to acquire as much property as you want to. So in the end, liberalism becomes what? Justification to acquire lot of wealth, and it will lead to inequalities. ठीक है ना? Liberals will say that whatever you are acquiring is through your own hard work, and you should have liberty and freedom to do whatever you want to do. ठीक? But it became the justification for acquiring huge wealth. Can state take your property and distribute it among the poor on the name of distributive justice? Will this be acceptable to liberals? No. समझ गए बात? देन फेमिनिस्ट आते हैं. फेमिनिस्ट क्या कहते हैं? व्हाट इज फ्रीडम? फ्रीडम फ्रॉम पेट्रियार्की. जब तक मेल डोमिनेटेड सोसाइटी रहेगी दुनिया में कोई फ्रीडम नहीं. सो फ्रीडम फॉर फेमिनिस्ट इज टोटली डिफरेंट और नॉट? वी नीड फ्रीडम फ्रॉम पेट्रियार्की. देन हना एडेंट, शी विल कम and she'll say freedom comes from joining politics. Until and unless you are not doing politics, you are not free. ठीक है ना? So she'll say, who is free? Who is part of politics? Real freedom comes in politics. Because needs तो जानवर भी पूरे. What humans are capable of and not animals is politics. सोचो कैट्स पॉलिटिक्स करने लग जाएं, डॉग्स पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं लोकेलिटी के. दे कांट डू पॉलिटिक्स. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर नॉट फ्री. व्हाट मेक्स ह्यूमन फ्री? एबिलिटी टू डू पॉलिटिक्स. फ्रीडम फॉर गांधी, स्वराज. एंड हिज स्वराज interpretation is much broader. It was not freedom from British rule. So Gandhi never only aspired for or independence of India. His interpretation of freedom is Swaraj, and we'll go for broader interpretation of Swaraj. So freedom has multiple interpretations or not? इसमें भी औरबिंदो घोष आएगा, इसमें M.N. रॉय आएंगे, इसमें साट्रे आएंगे, इसमें रुस्तो आएगा. अब आप एग्जाम में फ्रीडम पर क्वेश्चन आया और आप इतना लिखा थे, but one student will come from these perspectives. Who will fetch more marks? You have the answer. क्या मैं आपको पहले दिन ये सब पढ़ा सकता हूं? तो पहले दिन आप आंसर लिख सकते हो? नहीं. अभी हम प्लेटो में एक एस्पेक्ट का फ्रीडम करेंगे ना, तो यू हैव टू वेट विद पेशेंस एंड विद टाइम यू विल इवॉल्व. तो व्हेन विल एनालाइज द PYQs, might be there is a question which requires interpretation from multiple perspective. आपको सर ये क्वेश्चन लिखना है, मैं कहूँगा नहीं अभी ये नहीं लिखना, there is a reason for that. ठीक है, so I'll give you those questions which you can write by the till that with that much of information which we have discussed. So नहीं, liberalism, socialism, फेमिनिज्म. इसमें भी दो तरह के फेमिनिस्ट हैं, लिबरल फेमिनिस्ट, रेडिकल फेमिनिस्ट. फासिज्म, गांधीज्म, anarchism. Anarchism as an ideology is not in our syllabus. So all ideologies are ideas and everyone have a belief on one or the other idea. आपका idea of justice अलग अलग था. Now there can be a clash between ideas or not. So all conflicts in the world are the clash between two ideas. दो ideas के बीच का clash है. Who is right, who is wrong? Both are right from their own perspective. If you will fight with each other to establish that my idea is superior, what you are? Violent fundamentalist. If you are open for rational debate and discussions, that okay, let's come to a consensus to debate and discussion, what kind of person you are? Liberal. ठीक है ना? So you think your idea is the best idea and your value system is the best value system, your belief system is the best system, and you want to propagate your belief and value system through rational debates and discussions, you are reformer. आप क्या हो? रिफॉर्मर. राजा राममोहन रॉय, स्वामी विवेकानंद, ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर, they also had a conviction on some idea or not? Yes. And they worked whole life for the propagation of this idea or not? Then you are reformer. If you want to impose your idea through violent means, you are terrorist. This is a difference between a reformer and a terrorist. Belief तो दोनों का है अपने अपने आइडिया पे. Are you terrorist or reformer? Based on violence. In a democratic society, violence does not have any place. In a democracy, ballot is the way to acquire power. Anyone using bullet to acquire power becomes terrorist. ठीक है ना? So आप फ्री हैं कोई भी बिलीफ सिस्टम पकड़ने के लिए. मैं आपको कभी क्वेश्चन नहीं करूंगा. I'll just make you aware of about different belief systems in the world and we will debate those belief systems. ठीक? And this is what UPSC answer writing is all about. Critically analyze the thing. So UPSC asks you what? Critical analysis. For, against. So you should be aware of what? Two perspective of the issue. Are you aware of the two perspectives or not? This is what UPSC is looking forward in your answer writing. Are you a person who hold only single view or you a person who is well aware of both the views? It's not about right and wrong. आपका आंसर इस बात पे जज नहीं होगा. Your answer will be judged on the basis of this, whether you have a right clarity of the issue or not. Less questions will be content based. More questions will be conceptual based. You have a conceptual clarity of the issue or not. Now, a race has to be organized in the class. A race has to be organized. And we want this race to be a just race. Everyone should feel that race was just and everyone should accept the winner. What do you think? What will be the just race as per these different schools? Think I am coming. सोचो क्या just race होगी इन schools के according? what will be a just race according to liberals? सबको साथ खड़ा कर दो. That will be a just race. Everyone in the class should be allowed to participate in the race. Everyone in the class should be allowed to participate in the race, and race should start from point A and should end at point B. Everyone should be allowed to run from point A. Whosoever will reach first at point B will be a just race. इसमें किसी को प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए. So this is a just race. So if we are allowing everyone to run and have to run the same distance, and whosoever will reach first at B is a just race. Do you think it is a just race? नहीं है just. क्यों? Very good. समझ आने लग गई बात है. There are some physical, might be some is having better access to training, some have access to better nutrition. So until unless state is not able to ensure similar training and similar nutrition for all, जब तक सबकी ट्रेनिंग सेम नहीं है, सेम न्यूट्रिशन नहीं है, क्या ये जस्ट रेस हुई? No, that's why UPSC exam is still seen as exam of privileged class, because not everyone can have access to the similar quality education. So till the time state is not able to ensure quality education, is UPSC a just exam? No. And this is why state has given reservation. So reservation is a way to ensure justice to those who do not have the access to the benefits which others are enjoying because of historical reasons. अब इस पर बहुत सारी चीजें हैं डिबेट और रिजर्वेशन पर, that whether caste should be the criteria or economy should be the criteria, because there can be someone who is of humble background from upper caste and whose parents has already attained the benefits of reservation and their class has changed, still enjoying the benefits of reservation. Anyways, so for socialist, which will be a just race? A race where state is able to ensure similar training and nutrition for all, and if this has been assured, then that race will become just race. अब हो गई है just race. सोशलिस्ट के हिसाब से जस्ट है, बट अब आगे फेमिनिस्ट के हिसाब से जस्ट है नहीं है. फेमिनिस्ट के हिसाब से जस्ट रेस कौन सी होगी? लिबरल फेमिनिस्ट कहेंगे फाइन, दिस इज जस्ट रेस. Liberal feminists will say at least allow girls to also participate in race, क्योंकि पहले तो गर्ल्स को डिस्क्रिमिनेट करता था एजुकेशन इन इंडिया. या रेस, गर्ल्स आर ओनली अलाउड टू स्टडी बट नॉट फॉर स्पोर्ट्स. They are not fit for sports. This race is only for boys. So liberal feminists will demand no, even girls can run. So allow girls also to participate in race. Both boys and girls should be allowed to participate in race. This is just race for liberals. Radical will say no, there are biological differences between boys and girls should be allowed to run few meters ahead than boys. If girls are allowed to run few meters ahead than boys, then it is a just race. अब ये just race हो गई इनके लिए. तो just race के नोशन बदल रहे हैं या नहीं? Who is right, who is wrong? अब आ गया ना, all are right. अब ये आपस में बंदूकें लेके आ जाएं तो टेररिस्ट हो गए. और डिबेट एंड डिस्कशन से हम आइडिया ऑफ जस्टिस ढूंढ रहे हैं तो क्या रिफॉर्मर्स हैं. ठीक है ना. अब आ जाते हैं फासिस्ट पे. फासिस्ट के हिसाब से कौन सी जस्ट होगी? होगी रेस. आपको इंफॉर्मेशन आएगी, रेस वॉज कंडक्टेड एंड एक्स वॉज द विनर. यू विल क्वेश्चन ये कब हुआ? शूट द पर्सन हु विल रेज द क्वेश्चन ऑन race. You need to accept X is the winner of the race. So state will declare this person is the ruler of the state, accepted. So this is just race, X is the winner of the race, and anyone dare to put a question on this should execute. You want to live in such a state where such idea of justice prevail? Nahi. Which society is doing better? Indian or India or China? As a country, which society is doing better? Where there is more economic prosperity. Given the chance to you, you are ready to work so hard. अभी तो शुरू भी नहीं हुआ hard work. Ready to work so hard to enter into Indian civil services. Let's say a day after tomorrow, offer comes to you from the state of North Korea that North Korea is inviting you, considering your special talent, to work at one of the top services in North Korea, and a villa will be given to you with lot of economic benefits. Will you accept the offer? Same offer comes from Saudi Arabia. You don't want to renounce Indian citizenship. So it means you understand and you do appreciate the liberties you have. On social media here you can write Prime Minister is chore. Can you think of this in North Korea? Can you think of this in Russia? ठीक है ना? So irony of the life is you can say someone as dictator only if that person is liberal. आप डिक्टेटर को डिक्टेटर भी नहीं कह सकते. You can, if you are saying someone as dictator and that person is not persecuting and executing you, that means person is not a dictator, person is liberal. आप गुंडे को गुंडा कह सकते हो. अगर आप किसी कोई गुंडा है उसको आप गुंडा बता रहे हो, that you are such a bad person, and if that person is really bad, that person will not listen criticism. ठीक. So you will renounce Indian citizenship probably, yes, if you will get the opportunity from US liberal societies, but you will not going to renounce the citizenship for China. Are you ready to renounce Indian citizenship and take the citizenship of China? No, you understand there is a communist state, dictatorship of one party. So yes, that society is doing better economically, but politically, who is doing better? India, and it's a wrong notion to hold. People will compromise their political liberties for economic benefits. समझ गए? So, anarchist will say, run from wherever you want to run and finish from wherever you want. This is anarchism. This race does not hold any meaning. ये anarchy है. कहीं जब मन करे भागना शुरू कर दो, जब मन करे रुक जाओ. No rule. Do you want to live in such a society where there is a lot of anarchy? No. And Gandhism believe, why we need race? Let's hold each other's hand and reach to the destination together. जरूरत ही क्या है रेस की? अननेसेसरी. भाग रहे हैं बिना बात किए. There is no need for race and competition. Hold each other's hand and let's reach to the end together. So if someone who is not equal in terms of physical capabilities, that person should not feel alone, and we need to come together for the benefit of all. ये गांधीज्म. तो कौन सा इज्म सही है? सारे इज्म सही है. So all conflicts in the world are between ideas. समझ गए? The nature of your subject. So today's lecture was to make you aware about the syllabus and the nature of the subject. This is the nature of the subject. Now you can tell me whether you are finding it interesting or not. तो आपको पता है ज्योग्राफी एज अ सब्जेक्ट क्या है, इकोनॉमी एज अ सब्जेक्ट क्या है, राइट, सोशियोलॉजी एज अ सब्जेक्ट क्या है, एंड द नेचर ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस इज दिस. एंड देयर इज नो सब्जेक्ट, at least which I can see, which covers these many dimensions. And the way I teach, it will going to be a personality changer for all of you. Okay, it's not from only exam point of view. You will feel that, but अब तक तो ऐसा हुआ है. I don't want to give this grand statement because this is what students say, that you will feel that this was one of the best decision we have taken of doing political science. At least it will going to give you such kind of understanding about the world dynamics and in general about the society as a whole, and it will going to reduce your burden of GS, because already most of the topics of GS will going to cover in political science and many topics of our economy also, WTO. ठीक है ना? And history also, world history. Your understanding of world history will also going to improve because so many topics of world history we are going to touch in our paper 2. ठीक है? Do you have any question? कुछ भी अगर आपके मन में कोई डाउट हो, क्वेश्चन हो. My simple expectation from all of you is sit in the class, be attentive, revise and ask and answer. ठीक है ना? Sit in class, whether offline online. Don't rely too much on recorded. It is exception. Don't make it rule. Recorded ही देख लेंगे. नहीं करो ऐसा. ठीक है? So sit in the class, be attentive, listen, revise, ask, interact. ठीक? For the time being, this much plus start writing whatever I'll give you and read whatever I'll ask you to read. This much of expectation you fulfill. Rest assured, भूल जाओ सब कुछ. ठीक है ना? This assurance which I can give to you is this, but in return, I need this much from all of you. ठीक है? कोई और क्वेश्चन, कोई और इनहिबिशन, कोई और डाउट मन में? नहीं? ठीक है. मैं कुछ एक चीज और बताने वाला था. अच्छा, फिर एक काम करना आज, take the I'll share the syllabus on the group and take the printout of the syllabus and paste it in front of your study table. So today at least read your syllabus 3 times and revise the syllabus. Tomorrow I'll ask few things from the syllabus. You need to cram your syllabus today. What is written in your syllabus? Every line of your syllabus should be on your tips. दिमाग में छपा लो syllabus को. ठीक है ना? तो सबसे पहला काम कुछ और नहीं है. First task is to cram your syllabus. If I ask this line is written in which part of your syllabus, it should be on your tips. कर लोगे? इतना काम हो जाएगा आज का. ठीक है. तो this is your first homework, that read and cram your syllabus, and I'll share the syllabus on the WhatsApp group. ठीक? I'll share the PDFs. You don't have to read that for the time being. 3 books I have recommended you. First few lectures will be the broader overview of the topics. I'll not directly jump to Western political thought. Before telling you Western political thought, you need to understand a lot more things first, like the difference between nation and state. You understand the difference? And state. What do you think? How many countries do we have in the world? 195. How many countries do we have in the world? तो ना डंडा और जूता दोनों से पलटना चाहिए. लॉ पढ़ने के बाद तेरा ये हाल है. You deserve punishment. There are 193 countries in the world. So if I'm saying 193, there are 193 nations or 193 states? States, not nation. Okay. What do you think India is? India is a state or India is a nation? क्या लगता है आपको इंडिया क्या है? स्टेट है, नेशन नहीं है. Feeling of oneness है. Okay. So do we have this feeling of oneness? नहीं है. राष्ट्र या देश, इंडिया क्या है? एक राष्ट्र, नेशन और स्टेट, देश. ठीक है, तो यहीं से स्टार्ट करेंगे. सेकंड हमारा एस्पेक्ट आएगा हाउ दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ नेशन इवॉल्व. कहां से आया नेशन का कॉन्सेप्ट? ये आया फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन से. सो वेस्टर्न आइडिया ऑफ नेशन एंड इंडियन आइडिया ऑफ नेशन पर बात करेंगे. ठीक. फिर हम बात करेंगे स्टेट एज अ कॉन्सेप्ट इवॉल्व फ्रॉम व्हेन देयर यूज्ड टू बी सिटी स्टेट इन एंशिएंट ग्रीस. सो फर्स्ट हम समझेंगे ancient Greek society. Then we'll study medieval times, and then we'll study modern times. And since when we are saying advent of modern times, why? Because every philosopher is a child of his times, and you need to understand the time. You need to understand their time. What was going on in the society, which has clearly impacted their thoughts. Like my birth is before 90. Your birth is around year 2000. All of you. You are born post liberalization. I am pre liberalization. So the time, this the kind of society which was prevailing in my times, and this kind of society which has evolved in your time, and now we are talking about the next generation of AI, Gen Z. Okay, the kind of things which were prevailing in the society will impact the thoughts or not? Yes. So there is a clear impact of the things which are going on in the society of that time on the thought of these scholars and philosophers or thinkers. Like Machiavelli is known as child of Renaissance. So this is a very important question for me. Machiavelli as a child of Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth. So medieval history, medieval Europe came under the influence of religion. Everything was, who was controlling everything? Church. So medieval history became age of religion. Philosophy died. Everything was about God, which was also reflected in paintings. No music. पेंटिंग भी किसकी बनती थी? भगवान की बनती थी. Ancient times था. In fact, we say na, ancient India was more progressive. Kama Sutra was written. Okay, sex was not a issue of taboo. Then came what? Medieval history. Everything became taboo. Right? Church started governing everything. Then who challenged the dominance of church? Machiavelli first. Child of Renaissance, father of European secularism. So there's a clear influence on the thoughts of these philosophers, the kind of things which were going on in the society. So broader overview I'll give you about the society of ancient times, medieval time, modern time. Then we'll come to Plato. So first few lectures will be the overview, which will help you to get the sense of the subject. Okay? And then it will be Plato, around 6 to 7 lectures for Plato, not 30 or 35 lectures. We just need to study that much, which is important from exam point of view. Then we'll see the PYQs immediately, and whether we are in a position to understand PYQs with the discussion we have. Is our notes, is by reading our notes, can we answer these PYQs? If yes, it means we have the right content. If not, means we do not have the proper content. Rule for our GS syllabus, rule for our GS notes also. Whatever notes you have, just always see the PYQs, whether you can answer PYQs from those notes or not. If not, you need to add value to your notes. Your notes are not enough from exam point of view. If yes, then you need to consolidate those notes. समझ गए? एक ही रूल है यूपीएससी में, वो है you need to constantly keep seeing and visiting PYQs. Okay, then from tomorrow we'll further continue our discussion at 12 p.m. ठीक है ना? In between 12 to 12:05. थोड़ा सा आज कंफ्यूजन हो गया. फर्स्ट क्लास में जैसे लगा था कि हमने 12:30 दिया था टाइम. कुछ पूछना है? नहीं. ठीक है, कल मिलते हैं. बाय, टेक केयर. Or with PSIR, GS, if you need some guidance, feel stuck in some subject, notes wise, content wise, and consolidation, conceptual wise, feel free to reach to us. ठीक है?